Yes.
We have we got to get to because last night I had a take on this, and it turns out I had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. It went way deeper than I thought. This fight, I'm going to get the YouTuber shit out of the way. We're going to get the boxing done this hour, the Logan Paul, Dillon Danis thing. By the way, Dillon Danis just completely embarrassing the shit out of himself. I mean, you can't talk shit about a guy and, do the weird, creepy, illegal revenge porn shit that Danis did and then not fight. You have to then beat that guy up, because if you do what he did and then you show up and just go like this and let the guy punch you as hard as he can, now you've lost, and you've lost twice, because you talked all that shit and you literally did nothing but get beat up.
You really do have to back up the cash money.
You have to back that up. And that's what the 12-year-old internet type folks don't understand, because after this fight, it was a small number of people, but there were people after that fight going, "Oh, yeah, huge W for Dillon Danis." And I'm like, dude, you've got the worst case of arrested development I've ever seen. Because, see, here in the real world, in the gay world, when you talk that kind of shit, now the last thing you can do is get beaten up and embarrassed, because now the guy's beating you twice. He's made you pay for what you said, and you lost a fight to him.
Losing street cred, man.
Oh, my God. I don't think I've seen a more embarrassing figure. And in fairness to anyone who's halfway normal, everyone kind of saw this happening. They saw this coming, and they saw Danis embarrassing himself from the very beginning. But it was really cool, because I feel like the Danis Paul thing was like a vindication of the real world over the internet world.
Right.
Where you got to show these little autists, you're like, hey, this is what happens in the real world when you talk that kind of shit. Now I understand why you don't go outside and you don't communicate with people, because it'll wreck the facade of the character you've created. Dillon Danis, like a lot of people, created a character that he wanted people to think he was. And then he got in the ring, and, a lot of people call the ring the chamber of truth. You can't lie in there. The world will show you who you are. So he tried to have this, I'm a don't give a fuck, talk all kinds of shit badass. And then he got in the chamber of truth, and he got exposed as basically a wiener guy, a fraud, a pussy, a nobody. And it got so bad, he took such a beating from Logan Paul, that he kept trying to get himself disqualified. And the worst part is, he almost failed at trying to get himself disqualified.
Yeah.
He tried to lie on his back and be like, "Yeah, jiu-jitsu, bro." It's like, are you retarded?
Oh, I'm going to take you down.
And then he tried to take down Logan Paul. Logan Paul, all-state wrestler, stuffed the takedown. And then he tried to put Logan Paul in a guillotine, missed with that, and Logan Paul punched him in the head for it. And that's when the ref called it off and disqualified Danis. Let's watch kind of the end of this fight here. We'll watch the last round. And hopefully Misfits Boxing doesn't pop us or whatever. But let's watch some of this. Dillon Danis literally just put his hands up like this the entire fight. And Logan Paul just hit him in the body, hit him in the head, unloaded a few times. I think there were 2 times in the fight where the referee was looking in, thinking about stopping it.
Yeah.
Because Danis was taking a beating. But let's watch Dillon Danis embarrass himself in the last round.
Round 4, Danis has landed 9 punches. Paul.
All right, here we go. This will be the last round. Dillon Danis worked himself. Didn't really work Logan Paul. Didn't really work the audience or anything else. He kind of worked himself in that now he was in a position where if he does try to fight, he realizes that he's so outclassed that he'll get knocked out. So this chicken shit just went like this. Don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. Because he knew if he threw punches, he would leave an opening, Logan would counter him and knock him out. And he was so worried about what his new internet friends would think of him if he got knocked out. Whereas he doesn't understand, at least if you would have got knocked out swinging and throwing punches, people would have went, oh, at least he fought back.
I feel like if I'd said everything that he said prior to this fight, I'm in a must-win situation now.
Right.
And you have to at least try. You can't win like that.
And he just got bitch-slapped around by Logan Paul. Now, there's still about 2 minutes of action here, and Dillon Danis is going to try and get himself disqualified multiple. Asking the ref, like, can you make him fight?
Right. This is awkward for Logan, too.
Yeah, because he's quitting. He has a man in front of him quitting.
Logan, at this point, is probably like, can you just hit me?
Look at that.
He'll find a way to spin it, but yes, it does diminish it, no doubt about it.
Right, you can even tell, even the announcers are like, yeah, this guy's full of shit, and he's just going to try to spin it for retards on the internet. But, like, you notice everyone with a legit viewpoint or opinion is like, this guy's humiliating himself.
You're delusional if you said anything other than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys, I mean, I guess there's people who kind of pinned their hopes on Dillon Danis because they're mad at their moms or women or whatever. But, yeah, you
Women
guys.
who get dick,
yeah,
essentially.
you guys had to take a huge L on this. And then watching them on social media afterwards try to act like they weren't taking a huge L was embarrassing. I mean, again, just try to get some fresh air after this one. This should be a good learning lesson for some of you. Tries a takedown. He's the MMA guy, remember?
Not in this ring.
He tries a takedown, and Logan Paul stuffs the takedown. You know how easy it should be to score a takedown in a boxing match where the other guy's not looking for a takedown?
Right, that's not what they're anticipating.
That you should be able to take care of that, no problems. Instead, it just looked like he tried to suck Logan's dick. I mean, there's your meme of the fight. Is him look at that. Him looking like he's trying to suck Logan Paul's dick is the perfect illustration of how Dillon Danis handled this fight. Is that still shot right there?
What a loser. Like,
No.
What do you think was going through his mind at that moment where he's like, oh, I'm going to try a takedown? What's going through your mind? To get
Honestly,
to that?
he's thinking of like 500 12-year-old boys on the internet and how cool they'll think that was.
Oh, because nobody's done it before, guys.
Ironically, in trying not to be a meme, he became a meme. It's brutal. So
it's embarrassing.
Logan Paul, people forget about this, all-state wrestler in Ohio. So stuffing a takedown is nothing new to him. A point away from Danis after that, and then we get back into the fight, and guess what? It's just Logan Paul beating the shit out of him. Oh, I fucking hate whenever you try to jump around on X. Sorry, guys. We'll get back. We'll get the
remember when I said
this back here.
To do anything.
Look at that, just swinging and missing. I did say on Saturday night, I just said, the only people who really lost in this whole thing are the people who paid to watch it.
I agree.
Because the next fight was KSI and Tommy Fury, and that one was just KSI hugging the entire time. And the scores were close, but I don't think it would have been as close if Tommy Fury hadn't had a point taken away for hitting behind the head. But a lot of the reason he hit behind the head is because that's all KSI was showing.
Right.
Because he was hugging the whole fucking time. Yeah, it was. Professional boxers need to stop doing influencer boxing. Let YouTubers fight YouTubers. I think that's fine. There's a niche for it.
I'm even a little iffy on mixing the sports, like this Fury and Ngannou fight coming up.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. Who thinks that Francis Ngannou has a chance in hell?
I think it'd be kind of fun if for some reason he pulled it off, but I don't think he will.
If Francis Ngannou knocks out Tyson Fury, it would be not the death. I won't be hyperbolic, but it would be a big nail in the coffin of boxing, just because you have Fury and you have Usyk and the undisputed heavyweight championship fight. There's no. It's one of the biggest events in sports. It's it's
a dream fight.
More rare than a Super Bowl is an undisputed heavyweight championship fight. So you've got this big moment that all of boxing is waiting for, and then have Ngannou come and basically say, yeah, that fight doesn't mean anything now.
Let me
because
gum
I
up
knocked
the
him
works.
out. Yeah, because he doesn't. Now people don't understand this, but he doesn't get the belt if he wins.
No,
because he can't. He's never had a professional fight. You have to be ranked in the top 15. But I bet you he gets himself a top 15 ranking.
Now this is not like an exhibition, right? This is a real fight.
It's a sanctioned fight, but it's a non-title bout. Like, oh, this Danis is a fucking fool.
That's the only similarity, though. At least Rocky and Drago was a fight.
Right. This is Rocky 4 if Drago was a paraplegic. Great. Good for him. Because he tried to put him in a guillotine, failed. So now not only have you had your ass kicked in boxing, but your 2 MMA moves you tried, you failed on both of them and got punched in the head.
Oh, my God. Logan had to leave this feeling just high, right?
Maybe a little embarrassed because you were part of it.
Embarrassed that you were part of it, but he looked so classy in this compared to Danis.
And then Jake's in there. Yeah, so...
That's what I meant. I think Logan leaves that ring feeling so classy, and that guy embarrassed the shit out of himself. Oh. What a loser.
Yeah, that was...
I don't know how you back that guy.
That was a pretty brutal one. That... there's no looking good in that. There's no looking good if you're Dillon Danis. And now what do you do? Because you've kind of hurt yourself in terms of MMA too. Like, who's going to want to work with you?
Nobody. After
you got the shit beat out of you like that. Like, yeah, you can talk. Great. Now you're, what's his name? Charlie Z, the guy who goes in and gets beat up by famous people after he talks a bunch of shit. That's who you are now. Like, goodbye professional fight game. Now you're a punchline.
It's not only that though. You do like illegal shit in the ring. Nobody needs to work with that.
Yeah. Barrister with $5 says, who is more downsy looking, Aaron or Shane Gillis?
Oh.
Both of us just very funny, very charming individuals.
Makes up for it, right?
But Shane Gillis. Balls Deep being gifting a membership to Mr. Approachable. Thank you very much. We were at, what was it, $6.95 last night for memberships?
Yeah.
So we're getting there. Thank you, guys. This close to 700. $2.95 away. Thank you very much for that. Let's go to listener thoughts here. Oh, my God. Am I way behind? Holy shit.
Was
again, Logan Paul is an above-average fighter challenging below-average or over-the-hill fighters. Well, they agreed to do it. What do you suppose? I mean, he's only fighting the people who agree to fight him. Paul Polito says, imagine paying for that event. Yeah, that's the real loser.
I am truly glad. I never for a second was like, oh, we should buy that. I'm not a big fan of that Danis guy. I didn't see that going well for him.
No, and he did, again, he took the coward's way out of doing anything he could to not get knocked out.
Yeah.
Instead of like actually going out on his shield and trying to back up the shit he talked.
Classless. Would describe him as a person.
Pig Riser, actually, we posted the record the other day, 1-1.
It is 1-1.
1-1.
For real.
Papa Dan said, my son put it best. Men who are all pushing their 30s trying to be my best mate, it's gay. There you go. Fred says, stop boxing, MMA grapplers. Yeah, especially if you can't grapple. Like, Danis tried to even do his grappling shit, and he failed at that.
Showed he couldn't even pull that off.
Yeah, couldn't even do the stuff he's supposed to be able to do. Yikes. Amanda Hugginkiss says, Aaron, what/when was the downfall of professional boxing? I don't think there's any one moment. I think it's just promotional corruption in general. The more belts, the worse. But then you had, like, the retirement of Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson getting beat by Buster Douglas. Like, anytime your big name box office draws get beat, that's never good for the sport. However, you could argue there was never more money in the sport than when Floyd Mayweather was in it. So you can't really say boxing was dead during the Mayweather era because there's a lot of guys whose, grandchildren will never have to work a day in their life because of Floyd Mayweather.
They won't have to get their brains bashed in.
I'm thinking of the McGregor family.
Oh,
first and foremost.
Jesus Christ. How many kids you got? Like 5?
The Pacquiao family. Because of Floyd Mayweather, their grandkids will never have to work.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much. I just want to make sure I've got everyone. Okay, good. Not everyone in the chat, but everyone who chipped in this morning. Thank you very much. Somebody said, I seen that Tommy Fury said he's done with influencer fights, but then said he'll take any of the Paul brothers if they want to fight any day.
Well, then maybe he's seeing them as like more professional.
No, I think he saw, first of all, Tommy Fury's kind of an idiot, but they also, I think he sees on one hand, I got to get back to fighting legitimate fighters and like moving my career forward. But I think he also sees the money that he's made fighting the Jake Pauls and the KSIs. And he's like, look, enough of this influencer boxing shit. It's stupid. It sucks and blah, 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 blah. And then, he gets back in the locker room and they tell him how many, pay-per-views they sold and what his cut of it is. And then he goes, well, look, I'll fight Jake Paul again. Los Federales says, Danis was so bad he couldn't even beat his own meat on that night. Well, shit, he tried to eat Logan Paul's dick and failed.
Sure did.
When you try to suck a guy's dick and you can't.
You don't even have to Photoshop that. Just take a picture.
I don't know if you know this about gay dudes. Not the most discriminatory lot.